Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here on SA today. Now, we continue, of course, to celebrate Women's Month, and we also continue to tell stories of women who found success against all odds. Today, we're looking at women in the agricultural sector. One of those women is Zanele Ntuli, a young vegetable farmer from Soshanguve, north of Pretoria. Zanele is currently running a fresh produce farm that's called Emo-Agric, that's based in Wintervelt, northwest of Pretoria. She is also the chairperson of the Gauteng Youth Agriculture and Rural Development. She joins us now live from our studios in Pretoria to share with us really her journey and why the interest in agriculture. Zanele, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on SA today.
Afternoon, Palesa.
As I said on my introduction, really, the interest in farming, is it something that's always been there in you, or is it something that you got to learn along the way? Because a lot of people now, a lot of ladies are talking about their nails, they're talking about their makeup, they really don't want to get their hands dirty.
Growing up, I used to look up to my grandmother. My grandmother was a farmer, she was an entrepreneur. So I would help her in her backyard garden. So I believe that's where my love for agriculture started. When I used to help her out, also when she used to sell the vegetables to the neighbors. So I decided to study agriculture at school. After matriculating, then I went to varsity. Then I studied agriculture because I had the love and the passion for it since when I was young.
Oh, so it's the love, the passion, and the fact that it runs in the family, Zanele. So 5 years later, how has the journey been? Talk to us really about challenges that you heard personally gone through, mainly because you're a woman in this male-dominated sector. Okay,
challenges, yes, they are there. One of the challenges that one would face is access to land, access to funding, access to proper infrastructure, also access to commercial market. As a young person, it's difficult to access those things because there are a lot of red tapes that are there in the agricultural sector. And then the agricultural sector also, it is male-dominated mostly. Not most of the young people or the young women would want to venture into it because it's kind of, in a way, challenging to do that.
And how do you go about facing those challenges? As you say, of course, that your counterparts are mainly men. How do you go against the barriers and how did you become so successful in agriculture?
I always had high ambitions. You know, I know that every day of our lives we need a farmer. There's a saying that once in your life you will need a doctor, once in your life you will need a lawyer, but then every day of your life you need a farmer. So I always had high ambitions in feeding the nation. So I always knew that me being part of the agricultural field, I form part of the taking away poverty, making sure that one household gets something to eat, making sure that there's a family that will sleep without getting any food.
But let's talk more about your work, Emo-Agric. What do you do there? The company, of course, you've been in this industry for about 5 years. How many people have you employed? We've already spoken about the challenges. Of course, you said the issue of land and the issue of accessibility of funds is a huge a challenge for you. But what do you do really?
Okay, I have employed 7 permanent workers. 3 are women and the rest is male. We have also given opportunity to 3 students who are doing their experiential learning at the farm. We supply schools, we supply processing company. Basically, my job is to manage the farm, to run the everyday duties at the farm, to make sure that production is being done and production is in order.
All right, so basically you have about 13 people as it is now, including the 3 learners who are busy with their in-service training. Injani mali angena Zanele mali laphi in this agricultural sector?
Hey, imali iyangena ngoba siyadla every day. You know,
Yeah.
we cannot say like money is there. Like any other business, it just needs your focus. It just needs you to be there on the field. And I would just to it. But agriculture, you just have to make sure that you grow the field, you grow so that you are always in production.
And of course, as you said yourself, that we need a farmer every day of our lives in order to be able to eat. Farming and agriculture plays a pivotal role really in our economy. What do you think needs to be done going forward to empower more women and to sort of lure them into this agricultural sector going forward?
Okay, going forward, I would say we need to get away with the red tapes that hinder us to get access to funding. And if they are young people who are out there, who have the passions, there should be more land allocated to them, because of we are here, we are ready as young people to get our hands dirty in order to feed the nation. So one of the things that we need to look at is the land access, and also ensuring that when we apply for funding, we get away with the red tapes that hinder us to get the access to the funding.
All right. Very quickly, your message to young women who would really want to pursue a career in agriculture like you did, what would you say to them?
Okay, I would say it is possible. Believe in it. You can achieve it. All it needs is just passion and the love for it. I do put on makeup during the weekends, but then during the day, I put on my sunscreen just because I know this is my field and this is what I love. On weekends, we do slay. If you love it, believe in it, and you will make it, you will achieve it.
I was about to say that your brows are on fleek. How do you do that working in the sun, Zanele? But we'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much, and we wish you everything of the best.
Thank you.
All right. Zanele Ntuli there in conversation with us from our studios in Pretoria. This, of course, is part of us continuing to celebrate Women's Month here in South Africa. She owns a farm, as she said, but she also studied agriculture at varsity, talking about the challenges that they face as women in the sector, saying that access to finance, access to funding, access to land is one of, or rather the challenges that they have to go through on a daily basis. So that was just one of the inspirational stories that will continue to bring you here on SA Today.